Today I'm going to share a story with you guys about the luckiest sports card that I ever pulled. And trust me, the odds of this happening are incredible. In 2023, I started collecting Oliver Bearman as a card chase in F1 sports cards. A little bit before it got really popular and replaced Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari for that one race. There was a little bit of hype around him, but I decided to make him my main personal collection for that year. That year, Topps released F1 Chrome 2023, and I started taking part in breaks to collect as many cards as I could, because in this set was some of his first Formula 2 cards. Some of these shows and box breaks, I would simply purchase the Oliver Bearman spot and be guaranteed all of his cards inside that box. Others, I would try lucky wheel spins to try and win that driver's spot in single boxes. If you're not familiar with wheel spins on platforms like Whatnot, then basically you get a random spot or a random driver inside that product. The cards I was mainly chasing were his autograph cards because they are his first autograph cards in any F1 related product. Even though he's racing for F2 for Premier Racing, they're still known as his prospect cards, and one day I believe that these cards could be worth a good amount of value. And from purchasing from a few different streams, I got lucky. I managed to get 3 autograph cards. 2 of those cards were base autograph cards, the odds of pulling which are 1 in 3,477, which isn't exactly easy. In one of these streams, I got even luckier. I got an out of 50 Gold Wave autograph. This is an amazing card to pull, the odds of which are about 1 in 32,000. Now obviously those odds are a little bit less because I'm buying into multiple breaks and having multiple chances of winning that card. But still, in today's market, that card's worth around about £400 in a PSA 10. You might be thinking, 1 in 32,000, surely that's story over. In 2024, I took part in a one box break of F1 Chrome 2023 on Whatnot. The break was random spots, and I bought 3 spots for around about £21. And I didn't get the Oliver Bearman spot that I wanted, I got 3 other drivers instead. A couple of days later, I received the cards in the post, opened it up and found a stack of cards, including a Carlos Sainz image variation card. I'd watched the entire stream and I knew for a fact that I hadn't pulled these cards. The seller had clearly accidentally sent me somebody else's cards worth way more than mine should have been. Card sellers send hundreds of cards per week, sometimes thousands, and it can be really hard to manage which parcels go where. The odds of a small seller making a mistake like this is predicted to be 1 in 500. And because so many orders get shipped out, it can be almost impossible to figure out who's been sent the wrong cards unless they own up to it. And it also means that the seller would have to compensate the buyer who didn't receive their cards, which could be an extremely large amount of money. I know I'd be pretty annoyed if I was expecting a really valuable card and I got someone else's instead. So I decided to message the seller and tell him about the mistake. He was very appreciative of my honesty, we had a really friendly exchange, and I sent the cards back to him. He offered to pay the postage of sending the cards back, but I said don't worry about it, just give me a free spot in tonight's break. A breaker's main goal when selling boxes is to sell all of the spots, so me offering to take one of them at just a cheap price of postage is nothing for the breaker. And I have a small chance of getting cards in return. I obviously didn't expect much of it because it was a really cheap spot and I didn't expect to get the driver that I wanted. The seller had several different boxes for that night, each of them was a one box break of Chrome 2023. And all of them were random wheel spins. So he messaged me and he said come in at the start of the show and I'll do your 3 wheel spin first. Sadly, I came home late that evening and missed the first box of the show, but I jumped in for the second box and he gave me the free spin in that box instead. I was the first person spinning, so my odds of getting something that I wanted were really slim. And you probably guessed it, I got the Oliver Bearman spot in that one box of Chrome on a random spin, a 2% chance of that happening. After all the spots were sold, he started to open the box, and a few packs in, I hit this Oliver Bearman autograph. The odds of me taking part in a certain break, being sent the wrong cards, to own up to it, to miss the box that I should have had, and to pull the driver I want, and get an autograph are simply incredible. In fact, I had a 1 in 500 chance of getting sent the wrong parcel according to statistics. I had a 1 in 50 chance of getting the Oliver Bearman spot on a random spin. And I had a 1 in 3,477 chance of putting that exact driver auto in a pack. And the odds of those three things happening all together are 1 in 86,925,000. For reference, the chance of winning the lottery is about 1 in 45 million. Sadly, the base card auto isn't worth more than £200 in today's market, and yeah, I'd have probably preferred to have won the lottery instead. Now, some people in this situation, when receiving the wrong cards, would have probably just kept the Carlos Sainz cards and not even owned up to it, but my good honesty got rewarded with good karma. Hopefully you enjoyed the story, and if you ever get sent the wrong card, make sure you own up to it, because you never know what could happen. And finally, if you like this content, please check out the other videos on the channel and around here.